Everybody, it's Grace. This video, I'm going to talk to people who are empaths or empathic and feel a lot of empathy for other people. Now, empaths is not a, like a psychological term or diagnosis or anything like that, but people, they use it these days to really, it's more than just a person who is highly insensitive, highly sensitive, not insensitive, but highly sensitive, and they feel empathy. They think that they feel that they know what other people are feeling. It's more than that, and I've done videos on it before. But I want to talk about this because of something that happened to me. I'd say the first time was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the next one was about a week or two later. Okay, I don't want to go into detail about what were the two situations because it would make a very long video. But both of the situations, after they happened, I kept thinking to myself, wondering, was there something that I did, like, committed a faux pas? The first one, really, I didn't have a choice. It was something that it was going to be not real polite. It wasn't me hurting anybody or anything, but it wasn't something like polite society would talk about or something like that. Now, that's going to sound strange. I might as well say what it was, is that I went to the store because I was looking for something particular, and I had asked the greeter where I could find it in the store. And neither one of she or I didn't know what it was. And another guy, another employee came up, he was about my age, came up next to her, and he didn't know what it was called. And finally she said, I know, it's the stuff that makes the water turn blue. Okay. That's enough. You can figure it out. Anyway, and then the person on the floor didn't know where it was either, so we had to go looking for it. Yeah, I couldn't think of like a brand name that, like you call some people, I do, like you're going to go get a soda or a pop or whatever, but some people use, like Coke. They say, I'm going to go get a Coke. Now this one, it was, the only one I could finally think of was Tidy Bowl. Okay, so now figure that one out. But anyway, that makes some people uncomfortable, and so it was one of the situations, and it seemed that one, and then another situation, like it was actually more like 10 days later, and it was a situation about somebody in the neighborhood had lost a dog, and it found me. The dog found me. Yeah. Well, the neighbor actually saw it, and he brought it over to me, and the dog tried to run in my house. Yeah, but the dog found me again after that. So anyway, her name was Lily, as it turns out. We found the owner. But the whole situation around it was very, well, like I said, after it, I kept wondering, did I do something that was wrong, inappropriate, and it made him nervous? Because what it was that everybody in these two situations, they were very nervous, like expressing anxiety. It was obvious. Okay, I have experienced. I was actually diagnosed with well, I'll get it out in a minute. Panic disorder many years ago, and this is not for everybody, but once I started taking medication for type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, my panic attacks just kind of went away. I'll have one about once a year, really. Now, I can feel a little bit of anxiety, but I do not have panic like I used to. Oh my goodness, I actually experienced agoraphobia. Some people call it agoraphobia. I experienced it when I was 28, and again when I was 33. No other time after that, and that's when I started taking that medicine for diabetes, type 2 insulin resistance, when I was 35. I'm 55 now, and I have not experienced it again since I was 33. Yeah, I'll get it out right in a minute. So, in other words, I know anxiety. Plus, my degrees are in psychology and sociology. So, anyway, what I was seeing was just, it was very odd. But at the same time, I understand why they might have been nervous, the people involved in it, for various reasons. It was more than one situation. It was more the second situation where the anxiety that I was feeling from them They should have been a little bit, feeling it a little bit, like I said. Okay, but as for me, I was feeling their anxiety so, it was just like unbelievable. I was feeling so awful, very awful, and I kept thinking, I must have done something wrong. I must have done something that made them feel so much anxiety, which I didn't, in the scene, or in the scenes, but I didn't. But I kept thinking that way. And I think, like I said, I really truly feel that it was because these are people, the ones in the second one, they had done something wrong to me, all of them before. And it wasn't something big. Well, the first one, a little bit. He's the neighborhood, well, I might as well say it. He's the neighborhood watch, I believe, or maybe he self-appointed him, to be the neighborhood watch. But he followed me to a store one time, which is kind of far from here. That was too strange. And I never really met him. I had and hadn't met him. Anyway, and the other two, they both, well, the mother, she's around my age, she had one time got upset that my dog got out. Well, one of her dogs had been in my house before as a puppy. Other ones, the whole set, they have a bunch of dogs, different kinds. They all were standing outside my door when I went to get in my car, and this is years later. And then the other time, her dog was in my backyard. She was real nervous when she had to come and get my voice is going out, her dog out of my backyard. Well, she should be, because she had yelled across the, from her house to mine about my dog getting out. Dogs get out at times, really, seriously. So she was, nervous, probably because of the way she was acting that day. And then here it was, her dog was in my backyard. So her daughter, an adult daughter, was nervous. I haven't figured that one out yet. Maybe it's like mother, like daughter. I don't know. But very nervous. And it was like I'm saying, it was so heavy on me. Really felt like heavy. And I felt so bad. And in the second one, it went on because of the lost dog. It went on and on for the whole day into the night, when the owners had picked it up, and they came back with the son. The dad came back with the son for the son to give me a poinsettia. So yeah, it was sweet. Yeah. Anyway, in the past, whenever I was around anybody who was, like I say, I know anxiety personally. When I was younger, before I got on those pills, and it's not for everybody, for diabetes, like I said, when I was around somebody who was feeling anxiety, it was like the opposite. I would not feel any anxiety. All of a sudden, mine would go away, and I would feel more like comforting them. Okay? But now it was like I was just filled with anxiety because of the way they were acting. So it was quite odd to me. Really odd to me. Now, I've always been a person who's, empathic or empathetic. Ever since I can remember, always, since I can remember, like I said, always. So it wasn't that it was a surprising feeling for me to feel somebody, what I thought they were going through or experiencing. It was just that it was the opposite of what had happened in the past. That makes sense, I'm sure. But one thing that it made me wonder that I've never thought of before, I don't think, is that the times that I was feeling so much anxiety, was it that I was picking up other people's anxiety? Mine was obviously related to diabetes in the past, but I'm talking about other times since then, every blue moon, I said, I don't think of it in the mystical, magical way, or maybe I didn't say that in this video because I had to delete some, but I don't believe it in any mystical, magical way. I just believe that it's that we are tuned in. That's what I had always called it. That I'm just more tuned in than other people to what's going on around me. Actually, the way people feel, if it's something like anxiety, but it's one of those chicken or the egg kind of situations, kind of things. Because I had experienced anxiety before. Do I just pick up the nervousness, the way that people tend to behave, or some behave this way or that way? You get what I'm saying. Okay. I think I'll wind up doing more videos on this topic. Again, I have in the past, but it's been a while. So I thought I'd make this one because of things that were happening. Hopefully, I won't experience anything like that again. That was that extreme. Both of them. The first one was kind of funny. The first one was funny. Yeah, it was overall funny because there was even more to it than that. That I did actually commit a social faux pas. And yeah, but it was it's kind of like the spinach between your teeth kind of thing or something. One of those kind of cliche ones. Nothing big, but it was funny all around. The second one, whoo man, feeling so much of what they were feeling. It was the man who found the dog in the first place. Then when the dog tried to run into my house and all that, and then it was the mother who was around my age and her adult daughter. So all of them, separate too. All of them expressing it, and then it even went more into, after that. So yeah. It included why I wound up with a maid. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do other videos on this. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and I'm starting to sneeze as it is, losing my voice and sneezing. When will this allergies season end? Let me tell you. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would, and I'll talk to you all in another video. Bye.